Do you find yourself trying to constantly interpret what other people are feeling or thinking? Do you overanalyze every word in an interaction? Or maybe you find yourself taking responsibility for other people a lot of the time, even in situations where you weren't necessarily the person responsible? If so, this one may be a good video to stick around for. Hello and welcome back to Unwinding Minds. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rosie, a UK-based counsellor specialising in supporting clients who live with chronic illness and disability, something that I also personally live with myself. Today I'd like to invite you into a gentle exploration of a concept from transactional analysis, known as the littleprofessor. Understanding this concept can help us to understand ourselves better, not only how we developed as children, but also how those early strategies might be continuing to shape the way that we think, the way that we feel, and respond to life as adults. We'll look at what the littleprofessor is, how it comes to be, and what it might feel like when you're living from that place. We'll also explore how you might bring this up into a counselling relationship if you're in counselling. So make yourself comfortable and let's begin. Let's start with a tiny summary of some of the core ideas of transactional analysis, or TA, that it's based on, because without that, this video just won't make any sense. In transactional analysis, our personality is often described as being made up of three distinct parts, the ego states, that is, of parent, adult, and child. We can make a video expanding on all of these ego states and how they're subdivided in another episode if you're interested, but for today we're looking at the adult in the child. Within the child state we find different aspects, one of which is called the littleprofessor. Eric Berne, the psychiatrist who developed TA, referred to the adult in child as a keen and perceptive scholar of human nature, whom he called the littleprofessor. The littleprofessor is that creative, intuitive, and problem-solving part of us that develops really early in life. Imagine a small child who doesn't yet know all of the words or have the knowledge to understand the world logically, but who can still sense, feel, and make leaps of intuition about people and situations. That's the littleprofessor at work. From birth, your brain is very busy trying to make sense of what the heck is going on. It's making connections, and by the time you're a toddler, you're already noticing how other people behave, what keeps them happy, and what might upset them, for example. Between 6 months and 5 years, the littleprofessor develops more fully. You start to see yourself as separate from your parents or from caregivers. It begins noticing patterns. If I do this, then this happens, or if I act like this, then things are safe. These strategies are clever survival tools, but remember, they were created for a small child in a big and confusing world. It's the part of us that learn very quickly, if I smile, Mum smiles back, or if I stay quiet, Dad doesn't get angry. It's not rational in an adult sense, it's emotional, imaginative, and intuitive. And it's brilliant as a survival tool, but it's also limited because it forms in the mind of a small child. Think back for a moment. Can you remember a strategy you had as a child to feel safe or to get what you needed? That memory might connect back to your littleprofessor. The littleprofessor comes into being because children really do need to make sense of the world, long before they have adult rationing and reasoning to rely on. Imagine being 3 years old. You don't know why your parents are arguing, or why someone seems distant, or why sometimes your needs are met and sometimes they aren't. But your mind is busy making patterns. It's discovering, it's finding connections and inventing explanations. Children are really remarkable at doing this. They pick up on tone of voice, or facial expressions, or silences, and they form strategies, tiny unconscious rules about how to stay safe, how to gain love, and how to avoid pain. Now, over time, these strategies can become very deeply ingrained. Some of them continue helping us, creative, resilient, and even ingenious. But others may lock us into ways of seeing ourselves in the world that aren't accurate once we're grown, and that can then get in the way of our relationships or prevent us from flourishing. Let's talk about what it feels like to be stuck in the little professor. You might notice that you're having lots of thoughts like, I must guess what people want, or they'll leave me. If I'm clever enough, maybe I can stop bad things from happening to me. I can't trust the people around me because they don't understand the responsibilities I have. Or perhaps you feel an urge to second guess everyone, to anticipate danger, to read between the lines, even when there's nothing there. That's the little professor doing its best to protect you, but it's using a child's toolkit. You might also notice a kind of over-intuition, jumping into conclusions, feeling overly responsible for the emotions of others. This is that younger part of you, trying to control outcomes to create a sense of safety. So, how do we work with this part of ourselves? The key is gentle curiosity and compassion. This isn't about banishing the little professor. It's about recognizing its role, honoring its creativity, and then helping it to grow alongside your adult self. If you're working with a counsellor, this is brilliant material to work on when you're ready to approach it. There's no wrong time to talk about it, apart from the time that feels wrong to you. My advice here is to try being direct. You can express to your counsellor that you've been learning about the little professor, and that you would like to approach it with them together for some help. You might express to them that you often find yourself trying to read people or solve things that aren't yours to solve, just as examples. Your counsellor can then help you to explore this part of yourself, its history, its development, its wisdom, and the ways that it's still shaping your life. Sometimes just naming it together with someone, it brings a sense of relief, and it helps you to see, oh, that's not all of me, that's just a younger part of me speaking. I have the choice to figure out which of my internal voices and motivations I listen to. The goal is not to silence the little professor, but to integrate it into your wider personality. Its intuition, creativity, and playfulness are all wonderful qualities when they're balanced with reasoning from the adult and the care of the parent state. So the little professor is not our enemy. It is a younger you. It's resourceful, imaginative, sometimes anxious, and a part of yourself that tried to keep you safe in a very complicated world. By recognizing it, thanking it, and gently guiding it with your adult self, you can free yourself from being controlled by these old patterns, while still honoring the creativity and sensitivity that live there within you. If you've made it to the end of the video, I'm very grateful to you for spending this time together with me. Don't forget that you can like the video if you've enjoyed it, or if you've learned something, or you can subscribe and turn on the notifications if you would like to see more videos like this one. We cover many aspects of chronic illness, disability, mental health, and neurodivergence on this channel, and we do upload pretty regularly. And check the description down below if you are interested in working with me on a one-to-one basis, as I do offer private counselling and we could work on the little professor together. Thank you so much for watching this video and take really good care.